Just because you can hear you doesn't mean it's picking us up.
Are there any Halloween parties
What you mean?
that you know of? Any Halloween
I
parties?
don't get invited to parties.
I want it to be Gabrielle Union from Bring It On. Remember that Clover's cheer suit she had on?
Mm-hmm.
I want to do that so bad. But I ain't trying to go to no.
Check. Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
This man said 1 2 1 2. 1 sec.
Uno dos. Uno dos.
I hate you.
Love you too, buddy.
That nigga Jay don't love shit.
They all love the kid. I don't love the kid.
Oh God! You gotta tell me twice. I already knew. I had been had knew that. All right. Why do I hear you guys but I don't hear me? It's like this mic isn't even plugged in. But
I hear that mic very
I hear it
well.
too. Oh, it's backwards.
Are you gonna send out the messages?
Yeah, I will. The mic was backwards. I was talking in the back of it. You see that? That's completely different. Wow, that's crazy. Now it's too loud. Say something, Angel.
Say something, Angel.
Keep going.
Keep going. I think I can hear myself pretty good. Mic check 1 2. Sound check. Oh, I like the sound of that.
Check. But I hear me from both the mics. That's not good now.
Yeah. Yeah, I just hear me from this one.
Now you're really loud. Keep talking.
All right, I'll just keep talking. I think this is okay, but then
That's
again,
better.
I am also really close.
I'm gonna play the stream so I can kind of have an idea.
Definitely.
Have we been here before? Yeah, this is a totally different place.
Jay hates my music.
Really? I like this. What's the name of that song? I like that song.
That's Hazel.
Oh, love that song.
Have we been here before? Yeah, this is a totally different place.
Jay hates my music.
Really? I like this. What's the name of that song? I like that song.
That's Hazel.
Oh, love
Check. Check. Say check like twice in the mic.
Check.
Check. Say check like twice in the mic.
Check.
Perfect. Oh, fuck.
Perfect though.
All right.
Why are you copying me?
Why ain't copying me?
Jay, are you serious? Are you 12?
I'm just kidding.
What's wrong with you?
Nothing.
I only got to keep you
Sorry,
you know what I'm saying? I keep you
I'm just confused.
Pulling up from 40, down by 40, told to 40 for love. Keep it on me, tell your bro he won't buy shit but the dust. Yeah, it's loaded, yeah, they loaded all my homies with whatever you is. 40 different flows, I got
But don't bite this though, don't come for smoke that you ain't get sent for. I just chopped it up with the little homie, he heart broke. Trav just got convicted, he tripping. He say free kinfolk and I'm sick of this. Family keep on distancing. I just want some peace and lately all that I've been getting is a lot of frustration. That's due to ignorance, people not having sense. And when I speak, everybody gets offended. This ridiculous. I just might give up cause ain't no fixing this.
Pulling up from 40, down by 40, told to 40 for love. Keep it on me, tell your bro he won't buy shit but the dust. Yeah, it's loaded, yeah, they loaded all my homies with whatever you is. 40 different flows, I keep it moving, things change, baby, you don't. Can't picture you gone, draped in that Saint Laurent. It ain't too strong, told me I can't do wrong. Baby girl, that's you though. All night chopped it up just like judo. Dirty dance killer, pulled up on you 2 times. I ain't gotta say it cause baby, you know the damn vibe. Same day I fold on the gang, it's the same damn dime. How you know I keep it 100 like 52 times? Really quiet when I'm riding with you, but no problems, don't solve it, I'm just vibing with you. So solid, I could Metal Gear box up and shoot.
If I'm noticing a speck in your eye, that means we're close. And a lot of people fear intimacy because I don't want you to see into me. So I keep people at a distance. If I can stay up on the stage.
My love for you never died and it never will. That's not how I'm built. But we had shaky foundation, making our hopes of a future impossible to fulfill, making my heart collapse. But it was for the best in hindsight, boy, that time lapse. I got a new pursuit perhaps, but it's hard to say cause she the type to be down for 2 days and be gone for 3. Weekends the only thing consistent. Walking the fine line between pestilence and persistence. Ooh, she killing me. New people popping up from distant memory. Oh, how they changed, trying to party next door and talking about come and see me. But once I would like someone to keep that energy. I guess I'm just different, at least that's what Valerie told me. She said that was me, unapologetic. Sorry, I'm calling the perception be getting fuzzy. My mind go about doesn't spin to Oklahoma decisions like that be something big.
I can't satisfy you.
Please leave your message
White
for
man in America.
Precious Healing.
I'll give you it's gonna be enough.
Hey, I was just Josh from home. Check on you, make sure you're good. Give me back when you wake up.
Yeah. It ain't enough wiper fluid to clear my thoughts. I'm on this road, coasting at 60 miles an hour, missing my queen of hearts. I'm feeling stressed, my eyes getting heavier. No, I can't stop and rest, and that's a bet. Praying I played it the way I taught myself, memorizing a set, hoping I play my cards correctly. I never shuffled the deck, a young ace. Jokers around me pay me respect. When you see a king, then you bow. I got reticules on your heads. Hustle to feed the family, multiplying the bread. It's a cycle like chain links to the golden ones on their necks. White Iversons plotting to steal the crap when it's dead, but this the soul number 23, slamming it when he fed the rock. I read the clock and I lost the time that I spent on that. Lately I don't check my watch for seconds, I'm not getting back. Lately all my friends is weight, I'm lighter now. I finished fast, all these rappers food to me. I wonder where my dinner's at.
It's not a Ratchet City Fest. I don't want to get
so much
about
about living in your past,
well, maybe not like that,
danger
but when I
of living in
performed
yesterday.
The
I
Bears
certainly
event,
think
the Bears, like when me
that a
and
lot
TJ
of
performed
relationships
Sensei,
are sabotaged by things that happened before they
I
ever
did Sensei
began.
at Ratchet City Fest.
Kind of did
wasn't
Sensei.
that.
We stopped at my verse, and the audience wasn't a Sensei audience.
And so we project onto other people
My-
trust issues that were
I
developed
mold my set completely based off
because of another
Yeah,
person's
because y'all
actions.
did the silent, the
Start
silent,
saying
the
things
silent
to somebody that we just met, like, who's texting me?
Yeah, I opened. Well, I didn't. Oh, I was in the set.
Right.
And it's not that you ever caught him doing anything, it's
I've
just that
actually
it's been
never
done to
been
you
to Bears,
before.
believe it or not.
You're not missing much.
So now you're
Your knee good?
Now let it deal.
It's like, wait, she was sucking you like that?
That always makes me laugh.
What's good, Kay? Thank you for tuning into the We Live Isaiah Polk Soundcheck. This is Isaiah Polk. So this is in it right there. Touring. Oh, no, that's. Why are you getting me? You thinking they're saying it? But it's in the video.
The kid.
The kid. Boogie himself. Yeah, himself. Look at it. Everyone say hello to Alan. He's in his bag. Hey, Katie. Eagle.
Our faith.
I'm listening, bro.
Yeah, no, every song's hitting. He's never not here.
As well as JC, aka Mr. Onion Bagel, aka what was the other one?
Yeah.
He is a
Booty Anonymous
What's good,
T.
T? Soundcheck.
Soundcheck, we live.
No, you just say we. All right, we're gonna
start it over. I'm sorry, this is my first time.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good. We're gonna start it over. You ready now?
Yes.
Soundcheck.
We live.
It's not quite TJ, but it's
Yes, sir.
This is Angel.
All right. Appreciate you guys for joining us for We Live, the Isaiah Polk Soundcheck. I am your host, Isaiah Polk, along with your B mic, Jeffrey Colston, right there, and your C mic for the day, Angela Wilson. No, her name's Angel. What's your last name? Yeah, they don't know. And Jade, how you feeling, Jade?
I'm good, man. I am good.
How was your day?
The day is great. I won 3 out of 5 fantasy leagues, so I am very, very happy. I beat TJ, by the way.
That's
Shout
not
out
an accomplishment.
to you.
No offense to Big
But
T.
he didn't play.
What's up,
Williams
Alan?
Because of the COVID and everything. So
I feel like that mic will pick you up better.
it's all good.
So like project.
Yeah. So go that way.
Yeah.
Don't look at you anymore.
I mean, you can look at me if
Hey.
you just love to look at me, but
Anyways, nah, it was all good.
There we go. Oh yeah, now you loud and clear.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Oh, you look so white.
Light.
I got you.
Freaking the Caucasian.
Bam.
Is like,
there you go.
Melanin is there, not there at all.
Oh, you look bugging. But Angel, how was your day? Did you make money?
I did make money. Today was really good. Just blessed to be alive.
Oh,
that's about it.
I'm trying to die though. Nah. Good to hear. Anyone watching this live, we are live on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 11 p.m. until football season is over. Afterwards and before that, it is 10 p.m. Central Time. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Podbean, any of those aggregating services, make sure that you review, rate, whatever it is that service provides.
5 stars.
If you like it that much.
No less.
I mean, 2 is my favorite number.
Or 2. Angel will pull up.
Yeah, I'll track down everybody that doesn't give you 5 stars.
Pulling the block up. We don't do pop up.
Okay,
But no, yeah, if you're listening to any of those services, make sure that you support us in whatever way that may be fit. Also, everyone on the Patreon, I want to extend a special thank you to you for the continued support. Even despite of the lack of content recently, and I have so much stuff I was supposed to share, I just don't share because I was blogged out for a while. But we did start uploading episodes again Monday to those aggregators, and we're gonna start sending more content to Podbean. I'm gonna actually upload a song tonight that I'm finishing. So if you want to hear that song, the only people who will hear that song called "Show Me Love."
I'll show you love.
Yo, that is not a Jay joke.
Anyways,
the only people who hear that song called "Show Me Love" will either be the people who are in the room while I'm recording it, and the people who are in the podcast Patreon. So appreciate you guys again. But today we're gonna jump straight into the topic, which is the importance of man. Where is TJ? He never shows up anymore. But
we love you, TJ.
Do we actually love him? But yeah, so the and I guess I can give it more background instead of just saying the importance of man. So TJ earlier today in the group chat, he sent us a clip.
So that was really going to be the podcast tonight.
Yeah, no, I saw that and I instantly thought it was a good topic.
See, I thought it was like for future, but let's go.
No, we're doing tonight. Because I be waiting the last minute. TJ sent a picture and it reads, the reason men are so obsessed. It was a tweet by Tell Your Son This. It says the reason men are so obsessed with achievement is because nobody gives an F about men, including the majority of men. The closest thing you can get as a man to being cared about is being cared about because you are useful. Implicit to the role of provider is not being loved for who you are, but what you can do. And that's another reason why I was adamant, Angel joining us today for this episode, because I didn't want to have a conversation about a topic like this with only male perspectives. I felt like that would be extremely biased and not really unfair, but just like
sexist.
Just naive to think that you can get clear, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no, she's never lived as a man, I don't think, and I've never lived as a woman. So I think it makes a lot more sense to try to have a female on to discuss a topic like this.
So welcome.
Thank you.
You're about to get grilled.
Okay.
And then we're going to give you a hard time.
Okay.
Did no one else get that? Is that a beer? Oh.
It's not a beer.
Is that a coconut Red Bull?
Coconut
beer. What
Red
the?
Bull.
I've never even heard about that. That's disgusting. This man getting drunk off the Red Bulls.
I'm not drunk at all.
Yeah, but anyway, either you have any opinions before I jump into that? Do either of you have any opinions on that
topic?
Yeah, sure.
So it said the.
Oh my god!
Yeah, pull it out so we can. Because I was gonna let you pull it out too.
Well, I can pull it up on my group chat too. Pause.
No pause. Don't pause for that. You know what time it is.
We're gonna stop for that. Anyways. Alright.
It just sounds like a man.
Tyler said, "Oh, he's pop." What do you mean? It just sounds like a man too.
Because I just really don't agree with this. Like
why?
I don't know.
That's why we have you on the show.
Who made this?
But what part of it do you disagree?
Tell me your son this. That's who made this.
Because okay, the reason men are obsessed with achievement is because nobody gives a F about men, including the majority of men. I personally care about men's success. Like, if they're closer to me, like, if I see you're striving for something, like, I'm going to be supportive. Like, I don't know why somebody would say something like that, because
I just feel like it's very uncommon. I'm not going to say it never happens, but it's very uncommon for a man to have his value recognized recognized unconditionally. I feel like most of the men whose value you recognize are either related to you or have done something, which is not unconditional. Like, and I mean, I guess unconditional love can apply to like family, but I think with family it's a little different. But I do think that there is a giant expectation placed on the shoulders of men on a social level, because I can't ever say that I ever had it in my mind that I can not be successful and still be desired as a man. And this is a question for you, given that you like men, I think. If you don't, let me know. But how many men have you been interested in who had absolutely nothing going for them?
I could honestly say one. Well,
how did that end?
It ended fine. So, we were really young. Keep in mind, like, I'm very young.
That's different, though. I'm talking about now.
Oh, now?
Because when you're young, it doesn't matter because you don't have anything anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
And let's look at it from like the idea of like a bum. If he was a bum, would you be interested?
This might sound crazy, but like most of the time, like if you just don't have anything going, like you're just like don't want to like have anything going for yourself, I'll keep it at like a friend level. Like I support you being a bum, but like I don't want to be that involved with you. However, it is more attractive when men try to actually make some of themselves and like already have stuff going on for them before I meet them. Like I'm like, oh, okay, like I can do that because I have stuff going for me too. So we're on the same page here.
That's what I was gonna agree, because I think it's the same thing for women. Like I think men generally like women who have things going for them too. But here's where I think it's a double standard. Women are completely and always allowed to marry for money. If a woman marries a man, and it's encouraged in our culture, like go find a rich husband or a man with some. But if I decide to take my girlfriend's Nissan Altima and drive it around the city, not it looks funny, or men aren't allowed to date up in a sense, or because if they do, the woman's lowering her standards. Right. But if a woman dates up, she did a good thing. And that's why I say that makes sense, because men are measured by their, like, that's why when I don't know if I've had this discussion with you or Tyler about how men have a longer shelf life in the dating world, because women generally, when you're talking about dating and being like desired by another person, women generally, this is not always the case, but are desired for their physical, like, attractiveness, which is fleeting. And they usually hit the wall with that between 27 and 35. Not saying they won't look good after that, but that's about as good as they're going to look before they start aging. Yeah. Men generally are desired for wisdom, power, and status. Let's look at Jay-Z and Beyonce. He's disgusting looking. He is. Do you think he's cute?
I wouldn't.
I don't think he's cute. But he doesn't have to be cute because he's Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And no one's ever... I just think that there's completely different standards of what's important to be wanted between male and female, because I firmly believe that a guy will date a woman who lives with his mom, who lives with her mom. It's not a problem. But if a guy lives with his mom, tell me you're not getting roasted. And like, it may not matter to you now, but like, I know for a fact, if I lived with my mom, which I can't, but if I did, I'd get the blues. And a lot of guys do. I got friends who live with their people who don't date because they live with their people.
Yeah.
No,
I just think that, well, from experience, for females, most of them are raised on, I don't know, it's just different for girls. Like, most of the time the women are like, yeah, you know, make sure you find a man that completes you, like, makes a lot of more money. Like, you know, like, and things level out. Like, either they're, like, above or, like, it levels out. Because the men are, like, apparently supposed to, like, take care of the woman and take care of the family. It's never, like, reversed. So I guess that's why, women just don't date bums.
And I think that's kind of getting away from, because I don't think that makes you a bum. I don't think not being a provider necessarily makes you a bum.
I mean, like, if you live like with your mom, like, I don't know, you just expect for the men to already have it together and then the woman to come in and they just complete each other, work together. Like, I feel like the men, yeah, you said it's kind of like a double standard.
It is.
They have to have it all the way together.
And that's crazy. That's ridiculous. Because what if this man... Is it not ridiculous? I think that maybe in our heads it sounds like it makes sense because we're indoctrinated to think that men have to be the providers, but that's not the case. What if the dad wants to stay at home with the kids?
I know people like that have stay-at-home dads. I know people like that.
Yeah, would you?
It's rare. I mean...
But why is it rare?
Well, I wouldn't recommend... I want to be the one to stay at home.
Why?
But because I feel like I don't know. My dad was the provider. Like, my mom, like, they both worked, but my dad, like...
But if we look at it as our parents, then, like, think about all the things that was like, my people did this. If it's still not the right thing to do, how long will we let the pattern continue? Because that's like a white kid saying, well, my dad hated Negroes.
That's how it's going.
And it's not the same, but it's the same principle. Like, I don't really think that there's a problem with men. Me personally, I don't hate the idea because I don't see anything wrong. Because I was raised to believe men are the provider. Mm-hmm. And I also encourage my male friends to do those things. Mm-hmm. It's not like I completely disagree with the sentiment, but I do think it creates this idea that men have to be that way, and all men aren't that way.
Yeah.
I think naturally, well, that's not even true because naturally women used to hunt and bring home the food. Define. That's what I was trying to get at, Alan. Alan said define provider versus bum. I think a bum is subjective, honestly, but like generally bums are people who don't work, who don't want to work, who don't want to do well, who don't really care what they're doing. And a provider is the opposite. Like they take on the brunt of the financial and or, financial responsibility when it comes to a relationship or family. And I think men are expected to play that role especially in a you haven't said much at all, boy, but especially
I'm taking it all in,
especially in a world now that we live in where equality is such a big thing, and we're taught now not to judge women and I think that makes sense. Like I'm not fighting it, but like we're taught to keep things even. Right. I think now it makes more sense for us to kind of challenge the idea that a man's importance is tied to his ability to provide. Why? And this branches back to the last podcast. Why are men expected to pay the bill on the first date? Why? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm saying they shouldn't. I'm not saying they shouldn't, even though I don't. But I'm not saying they shouldn't. But why? You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure there's years of reasons prior to why we can understand why. But I think it's kind of crazy to challenge the idea that men's importance isn't tied to their ability to provide. Because you even said it. You want a man who can take care of you.
Yeah. I think for most people, like, when the tables are turned, like, if it came down to a relationship like a family where something was to happen and I'm not the provider. I mean, if, like, who I'm involved with isn't the provider and I have to be provider, like, whatever floats our boat until we get things back on track. For some people, the women go to work and the men stay at home. Like, whatever works for your household. Like, I don't like how standards are put on everything. Like, oh, he has to do this, whatever makes y'all work. That's what I believe in.
Yeah, and I think from a relative mindset, like that makes sense, especially. But when we're talking about like for us specifically, but I think you know what I'm saying? Like this is one of those things where it's like a norm that I think needs to be challenged because people, it's the vast majority of people, even though, and that's one reason why I specified now, because I know, especially younger dudes, especially younger black dudes get taken care of by I was in that role when I was 17. Definitely rode around in the blue velvet Lexus, eating hot and spicy's up what I bought with her debit card, and it was the move. I didn't even have a license. I was riding dirty. I ain't have no stick on me, but eventually I learned that's not dope, and I was like, okay, I gotta have something. But I think that came from trying to date and realizing women don't want to come into your life and build it. They may think they do, but generally they don't.
Right.
Women want to come into something you've already built and they want to complement it.
Right.
Which makes sense, but when you don't have anything, it's a lot harder for that to happen. And that's why I think so I don't consider myself a provider. Alan, you don't? Jade, are you a provider? No.
I provide.
Provide for your son, I'm
I
sure.
provide for my son, and off the record, do things that I probably shouldn't for.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's gonna bring up a question I have to ask you off air.
Yeah.
But man, I do too.
Yeah.
And I only say that because I just agreed to do something tomorrow that I probably shouldn't be doing, that I've done numerous times. And not even that, like, what's wrong with us? We gotta stop. But I think that's just because the love's still there in those situations, even though it may not be the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but, nah, this isn't dope.
It's all good.
Would you ever take on the provider role? Ever?
Yeah.
You would, and it wouldn't bother you. So on Valentine's Day, you be fine with coming in the house and you only got him a gift? And then on your birthday too?
Oh no, I wouldn't be okay with that.
Why?
Like, well, because you got to give me something.
What if you used your money to buy it though? Is that okay? Because what if he doesn't have any money because you're the provider and you're making all the money?
But yeah,
if I make all the money, when I come home on Valentine's Day, I want you to write down 100 reasons why you love me. If you can't get me anything, I need to know what I mean to you.
What if he's not good at that? Because everybody doesn't articulate their feelings that way. What if he's a gift giver? What if that's his way of expressing his affection, but he doesn't have the money? It's your money, so he has to spend your money to buy you gifts. Is that okay?
No.
And the reason I'm making that point is because there's so many women who that's how they do. Like they'll buy. I've seen a video where a lady bought this man a big vehicle. Like it was huge, and he was like, "Thanks. Did you buy this with my card?"
Yeah.
And she did, and it's like, "Thanks, but." Now we lost $30,000.
Yeah. No, definitely not. I would rather.
That's how you got your Xbox?
That's how I got my Xbox.
Oh, oh, that's that hurt.
Me and my ex-wife were married, and she didn't have a job at the time because she had just had Aiden, and she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go buy you a gift," but and it's to this day. And
so really, you bought it.
Kind of wanted it back with things. I was like, wait a minute, what?
No, and I don't think that's the worst thing in the world, but I think that a lot of I think it's a lot easier to imagine being in the shoes of the stereotypical man than we make it. And I think vice versa. I think it's a lot easier to imagine being in the shoes of the stereotypical woman than we make it. But
what size you wear?
A 9.
Okay.
What size you wear?
A 9.
I wear a 14. But I think that both sides definitely have things that I think for women it's a lot of injustices related to like actual rights and very similar to but not equal to the plight of a black person. That's why I think black women are the most underappreciated and undervalued people on earth. But at the same time, I think men have a lot of issues that are rooted in expectations, and a lot of those expectations being impossible to really meet. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one can be the perfect man. And you look at social media about all these, Lord forbid. We're not going there. Oh. But all I'm saying is, like, there's, especially like those little pictures with the words on them. I don't even like those joints, but there's so many about men and generalizations. And I'm not going to act like the same thing doesn't happen with women, but I think that men have to be extremely careful how they word theirs, and they have to like break it up into understanding that there are different types of women, but y'all are completely comfortable making it sound like all of us just do the same stuff. And I'm not talking about me because I'm trash, but I'm talking about people like Jade. He's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Can you be a provider and not be the breadwinner?
Provider of what, though?
I think provider in general, no. You cannot be the provider and not be the breadwinner. I think there's a difference between a provider and a protector. And I think that's what that where we like, but I don't think, no, you cannot be a provider and not be a breadwinner. But I don't think that being a breadwinner has to be a one-sided thing. I think two people can contribute to that. And I think there can be two providers. I think there can be one or two, but no, I don't think you could be a provider without being a breadwinner. But that's just, I think so. Alan, please elaborate on how and why you think so. And I'm not being facetious. I'm serious. I want to know. I paid for my own birthday almost every year since adulthood. Oh, that's her. BS. That's BS. I bought you a cake. I bought you a cake. And some Vans. You're a cabber. I'm curious on how do you think you could be a breadwinner, a provider without being a breadwinner?
I mean, I don't think monetarily, no. I mean,
well, what other way is there to provide, bro?
You know, I mean, provide love, affection.
Get out of here.
That ain't gonna pay the bill.
What?
We don't love them kids.
Cardinal, dude, I got some love for you.
I'm gonna give this to that. No, come on, bro.
Is what it is.
Provide love and affection. No, Jade, what's wrong with you? I'm waiting on that answer. Yep. Still ain't got it. What's my name? Jade in his bag. I'm in my bag. What'd you say?
That's not myself.
No, yeah, you are. Do you recognize that you're a simp? Jade?
Absolutely.
So you accept it. It's not like you try to act like you're not one.
Absolutely.
You like simps, Angel? Would you prefer a simp or the opposite?
That's a really tough question because I don't really know the exact definition for
so
simp.
So you gonna take it if they give it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What you mean?
Like if they're giving gifts?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it depends on who it's from. Like if it's from somebody that I'm talking to, of course I'm gonna take it. What do you mean? We don't accept gifts no more?
I mean, if you don't really love them, no.
Oh well, I'm not accepting gifts from somebody that I'm not comfortable with because I don't want anybody to think that I'm accepting it because I like them back. I'm like,
I'll be taking gifts from any and everybody. I could not like you at all. If you offer me anything. Oh yeah, that's fine. I'll be like, I can't accept this. Well,
but what happens when they expect more though, and you're not down with that?
What do you mean? Don't give them anything else. What kind of question is that?
I don't think I'm gonna take it from the jump because I don't want the thought.
What kind of question is that? I want this answer.
Is that Alan?
Oh no, yeah, no. I need you to elaborate. I know you in there watching the podcast. Don't act like you can't answer your phone. How dare you? Wow, ooh. That's crazy. You hear this? I'm letting him hear your number.
147-785 is not available.
How dare you, Catherine? I want to know. I want you to make sense of this. I'm gonna call you again because I can.
Absolutely.
But my eyeball itches. Scratch it, Jade.
I don't want to.
Angel.
Hello.
Hey, G, don't not answer my calls. What if the baby was choking?
Okay.
Hey, look, but elaborate. How can you be a provider and not be a
breadwinner? Okay. I think you said it like I typed that comment like a solid minute before or a solid minute after you covered what's it called? I don't remember the word that you used.
Protector.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking of.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Why didn't you say that then? Because I'm over here.
I was in the process of typing it.
Nah, you just taking a
when you
dookie.
called,
All right. I'll talk to you later. Appreciate you. Oh, man. But let's see. We are at 35 minutes. So we just about there. Jay, you need anything you want to say before I tap out?
I'm good.
Angel, anything else you want to slide in there?
I think we're good.
No lube?
No.
All right. Well, everyone who's tuned in with us, any questions? I'm going to go ahead and start closing us out. If I get a question, we'll answer it. Thank you guys for tuning in to We Live, the Isaiah Polk Soundcheck. I am Isaiah Polk. This is Jeffrey Cable and
Angela Walters.
That works. Oh man, we're live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
11 p.m.
At 11 p.m. Can y'all provide for me? I can't do that.
Drop your cash out in the comments.
Drop your no. What? We're not gonna send them nothing.
Who is that?
Drop your cash apps and your logins in the comments.
Yeah, and your bank info, your cards.
Nah, just the
back.
cash app. You doing too much. Now they gonna know it's a scam. Soundcheck.
We live.
Oh, wrong button. Oop. Ah, dang it. Soundcheck.
We live.
I said the balls. Look at that. You're not bald. Why do I think you were bald?
I want to be.
Weren't you before?
No.
I've never been bald.
Nuh-uh. Well, one time.
Why
I shaved it completely. I really didn't want to. My mom wanted it.
Why just let one of us do it?
Let me do it. I mean, there's not much I can screw up.
I cut hair.
Do you?
Do you?
I really want to.
I used to cut Cruz's hair. When Cruz's hair looked dope before Cruz started looking like a thumb.
Some.